Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Tuesday night Knit Chat Cafe. I guess, again, before we go, we want to make sure that everybody can see us and hear us. So my name is Noelle, and this is...
My name is Lisa.
And Lisa is visiting us from
New Zealand.
And on the other side, we have...
Kelly.
And we are not in New Zealand. We are actually here in southwestern Ontario, Canada. And we are in our special cafe that we meet every Tuesday night to have a good little knit chat.
Oh, a wee chat, as Lisa would say.
With our closest friends. So welcome, everybody. We're glad that you're here. We have lots of exciting things to talk about tonight. And yeah, so you all know that we were recently at Knit City, Toronto, and that's where we met Lisa. And Lisa came with her friend Nellie, and we met them on Thursday. And then we spent how many days? Four nights in Toronto, and now we're back in southwestern Ontario.
And it's hot here today because we always talk about the weather. It's hot. We are finally in our summer.
It's not here.
Pardon me?
It is not
hot
here.
for you? Okay, well,
it's warm, but it's not like it's pleasant. It's very pleasant.
All right. Well, I'm a half an hour south.
I know
you're hot here. It's hot.
It's actually nice.
Really nice to get out the summer knits. Yes.
Yeah.
It's hot here for Christchurch standards.
Yes. Okay. It's hot. It's very hot for Lisa. Well, especially because you're not going into summer. You're going into winter.
It's going into winter at home.
Yeah. And we knit down by the bridge this morning. And
it was. I brought a picture.
You brought a picture? Okay.
Oh, nice.
Here we are.
Yeah. So we had a good group. This was our inaugural knit under the bridge for this year. And obviously Lisa's inaugural knit under the bridge ever.
Yep. My first time.
So it was
so nice under there today. Yes.
And there was lots of boat traffic today.
Yeah.
Yes.
The biggest boats I've ever seen.
Yeah.
and probably the biggest bridge I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, it's not a long bridge, but it's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Pretty high. So
yeah.
And it is. It's quite a concept to wrap your head around, that we're looking across this river that's not very big, but on the other side of that river is an entirely different country. That's the United States, and we're in Canada, and there's lots of dual flags flying down there underneath the bridge as well. So it's really nice to be down there again. It felt good. Today.
Haley was just asking if that guy stopped chatting to me down by the bridge. We didn't see him today, Haley. We didn't see him today.
We were talking about him, though,
Haley.
We
did have a chat about him, but
yes, we
did
did.
not see him today. But it's, and every time we're down there, people always stop and talk to us.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we did. We had quite a few people stop today to chat about what we were up to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was very nice, very enjoyable.
I always find it amazing that people are intrigued by seeing people knit.
Mm-hmm. But they are.
Yeah,
and I think they all know someone who knits, but it's not necessarily, it's like a grandmother or their mother but lots of people are interested, and it's good for us. We're able to encourage people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Margot says, welcome to Canada, Lisa. She's watched your podcast since you started.
Oh, thank you.
And I saw that we had lots of people in here from Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, I saw one there from Napier.
Yeah.
They scrolled by quite quickly.
Yep. And we had Iceland and lots of people in the States and lots from Canada, and we've got the UK, and it's so nice that we can all come together like this. And it was really nice on the weekend, meeting people that we've just kind of chatted with through the podcast who are familiar with the podcast, and actually seeing people in person. So it was a lovely weekend. So
Maureen says that they are traveling across Canada this summer, and she considers knitting under the bridge to be a tourist destination.
Yeah,
So do
I
we,
agree,
Maureen.
Maureen. We do.
Absolutely.
So if you're in our area, then,
It's got to be done.
yeah, you got to come and do it. So,
Yes, absolutely.
okay. So where do we want to start today?
Well, we've got a lot. How about if we start with what we're wearing?
Okay.
Or did you have some questions to go through?
I do have a few, but of course, I did fill out my notebook and I forgot it. So I'm going to do, Lisa, to you what I do to Kelly. Talk. Just talk.
Yeah, Lisa, talk. Just talk.
Okay, I'll talk about what I'm wearing.
Okay.
So I am wearing the Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. I did this last year and I finished it in October. I pretty well did everything to pattern, but I did want to talk about the yarn that I used because the recommended colour work was Spin Cycle, and I didn't use Spin Cycle, but what I used was actually hand spun and hand dyed, which surprises a lot of people. So it was merino silk blend, hand spun and hand dyed from one of the ladies from our local Spinners and Weavers Guild. So in Christchurch, there's a shop. It's a centre called the Tannery, and it's the Yarn and Fibre Co-op, and they sell some beautiful hand spun.
It's beautiful. The colors in it are
so impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and when I tell people that it's hand spun and hand dyed, like, people don't believe me.
Yeah, yeah.
And the main colour is actually a colour called Platinum, and that's from an indie dyer in New Zealand. Her name is Paula from a company called Purple Sprouting.
Okay.
And the main colour is also merino silk in Platinum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's very nice.
Thank you. And I really enjoyed doing it, and I loved that there's colour work, but I also loved the bit of lace work around the neckline and the sleeve.
Yeah,
so,
it is really beautiful. You even got compliments under the bridge today on that sweater, didn't you?
Yes.
I did. Yeah,
yes.
I did. Yeah, by a few passerbyers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I did wear it at Knit City, which was really nice. But I like it. It is, I would probably have to say it's probably a size too big, but for this weather, I actually really like it because it's quite drapey, and it's not too warm to wear. So, I'm happy with the size.
And that sweater is amazing too, because it looks, depending on the yarns that you use, it can look so different. But it's a fun sweater. I know I've knit that sweater, and it's fun to knit because there's lots of different things going on. Like even when you get into the body, you still get to do. Did you do lace at the bottom of yours?
No, I did a twisted rib.
Yeah, so there's the options that you can kind
twisted
of
rib band.
Adjust it to how you want it, and then depending on what you put through here, like you get a whole different look in the sweater.
Did you do lace?
I did do lace. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me that.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and my sweater today is the Burmy Basic 28 by Beth McDonald Stone. This was a test that I did for Beth. So I know we talk about this, but her Burmy Basics are great patterns that she has developed in stitch gauges of 12 up to 28 in increments of 2. So if you've got a particular yarn and you want to knit it at a particular gauge, you know that you've got a pattern that you can go to do that. And the nice thing about it is too, you've just got your basic stitches, but you can kind of put in what you want. So in my case, I used a random stripe generator and generated a stripe pattern to go in it. But she had lots of her testers do things like yarn overs for her increases, or some of them put little bits of lace up through here. Someone actually even did a little bit of color work. You could actually even put some texture stuff down the middle. So, it's basically giving your stitch counts, when to increase, your arm shaping, and then you can kind of play with it and make it your own.
I've not heard of a generator.
A random stripe generator?
Is it like an app that you can get?
Yeah, it's just a website, and you can actually click in your colors, press generate, and you can keep pressing it until it comes up with the stripe sequence.
Is it a knitting?
No,
no, it's
no.
just wow.
No, no.
I've learned something new too. That's great.
So I've got a couple of pictures just so that you can see. Let's see here.
Sharon says she's ready to split for the sleeve. She's doing the Burmy Basic 26, and Anne is also working on the 28, and she's ready to separate for sleeves too.
Yep. So this one I just did, it's just basically cropped, and then on my back there. So that's where I switched colors, is on the back. And I used the Patty Lyons, the way she does her jogless joins. And I'm quite happy with how the stripes kind of, if you look really close, you can see it, but like from a distance, it blends fairly well with the fabric without seeing like a real blip every time you join your colors.
Mm-hmm.
So
it looks really good.
Yeah. So you have a choice too. You don't have to do a long sweater. You can do it shorter. You can do it longer. You can do long sleeves, short sleeves, 3/4 length sleeves. So really good basic patterns to use for, some of those special purchases you might have made at a yarn festival.
Who would do that?
Who? Yeah, I don't know.
Not
okay,
us.
Kelly. No, not us. What are you wearing, Kelly?
Okay, so I'm wearing a sweater that hasn't gotten a lot of wear yet because I made it last year. It's the Salty Air Tee. Me and I don't know, probably 20,000 other people made this. And I used linen quill. And I've honestly, I think I sort of did it late in the summer. I had big plans early in the year, and then it didn't happen. So anyway, so I didn't get a whole lot of wear out of it. And I did try wearing this one a couple of times with shirts in the winter, and I don't know, that something just didn't translate for me. So it's definitely, for me, it's a tee. It's got a really nice lace pattern in the front though. It was quick. It was fun to knit. I've knit it fairly cropped. As you know, I like to wear them with skirts and dresses. Today I had it on with a skirt, and the color was it turmeric? I think so. I think it was turmeric. It's a quick knit. And it's fun. It's engaging. Have you made that one? I can't remember.
I have not made it, but I really like it. And yours looks really good. I really like that color. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing how you knit something and you think, oh, I don't know if I have that many things to go with it. But then you pull things out from your wardrobe and they do go with a lot of things.
Yes. Because
that looked really good with the skirt you had on today.
Yeah, I do like it. And the skirt, it was in the picture from underneath the bridge. Mm-hmm. And it was blue. It's a batik skirt. It's blue. It's got a little bit of orange in it. And actually here, I'll just pop it up again. So yeah, you can see all of the different colors with it there in the picture. And I have actually a few knitted shirts that are going to go really well with this skirt. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah. And Isabel said it's very nice, even though you didn't use the alternating cable cast on. Thank you, Isabel.
Thanks, Isabel. Well, why didn't I use the alternating cable cast on? I think because I made it right behind Isabel, and Isabel said that cast on was fussy. But now we all know better, and now we know how much we like to use that alternating cable cast on. Don't we, Isabel? Yes, we do. I think I used it for the very next sweater after this, and then wondered, hey, what was all the fuss about? So, yeah.
Okay, someone had asked about the yarn overs, and I think they're talking about those for increases. So if you're going to use a yarn over for an increase, you just do your round, but wherever you would have either make a stitch or knit front and back, instead of doing that, you do a yarn over. And then on the next round, when you knit them, it just creates when you go up, it just creates what looks like a little bit of lace where the increases are in your sweater. So, because I know a lot of people do yarn overs for their increase, and then when they go to the next round, they knit it through the back loop, but that closes it up. But if you knit it just the normal way, it will actually create what looks like a little kind of lace pattern up where your increases are. Mm-hmm. So
Brigitte says that Samantha has a new pattern coming out next month called the Bonfire Tee. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even seen any tester photos, but I'm excited already because I'm sure it's going to be a great one for summer. I absolutely love making summer tees. They're super quick. The sleeves are shortest sleeve ever. And they're pretty versatile. And I do wear a lot of mine through the winter as well. I just throw a shirt on underneath as well and carry on.
I often say that I probably get more wear out of my short sleeve garments in winter than I do in the summer because I layer them over a base layer. Yeah. It was nice to see somebody comment on your clogs, Kelly.
Yes, the people in here know me well. They will often find me with clogs. Today I had my clog sandals on. It was warm enough that got rid of the toe covers and went to the clog sandals, which I really like. So yeah.
Okay, so before we go further, we're going to go into, I did have a few questions. So there were people that had wanted a few things. So I just thought we should do that and make sure we don't miss them. But last week we had talked a little bit about yarns that had bled and how to deal with that. So a lot of the information that was passed on to me, or what people have tried, is Dawn dish soap. And I think we did mention that last week. Again, if it does work after the fact, let us know, because we're thinking of this as your kind of your initial washings, but if maybe after the fact, that might help with the Dawn dish soap, and also baking soda.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Now,
so you might want to try that.
And actually, then, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, just today, I had one of our knit chatters reached out to me, and she said that she went through this process and she did some before and after photos. She's going to send me the photos, and then I may be able to come back to this again next week and maybe share the photos and show the success she had. Yeah.
And then another thing that someone had said was, because we talked about using die catchers. Now, I have only ever used my die catchers in a basin with a sweater. I've not used them in the washing machine, but she said, be careful if you use them in the washing machine, because she had hers somehow or other go through the drum and get caught in her and blocked her washing machine filter. So if you do use color catchers in your washing machine, make sure when you unload it that you get the same number of color catchers out as you put in. So to make sure that they aren't getting stuck or jammed up anywhere in your machine. The next thing that we talked about last week was I believe I had the field sweater on, and we were talking about people had trouble doing that grain stitch. So the tutorial that was mostly recommended was mostly knitting, and she shows how to do it. And then some other things that were recommended, and I did do this, was use a crochet hook. Instead of, I think it was when you're either knit 5 togethers or whatever you had to do, I did use a crochet hook on the bigger grains, and then make sure that the rows leading up to that big grain, like the ones that you're doing, that you're eventually going to have to do together, try and make sure that you do them loosely. I know that's not always easy when you get in the middle of knitting and forget about it, but it does make it a whole lot easier to do that stitch if you try and keep those stitches loose.
Okay.
So good. And then the last item was, we have one viewer who is teaching her 7.5-year-old granddaughter how to knit. So she just wondered what we would recommend as far as whether to teach her on circular needles, straight needles. She didn't know if she should maybe start her off with the cowl and the round. She said she wanted to knit a pillow. I would say, I mean, I don't know, because I learned to knit on straight needles. And I think for a little one, the straight needles gives them something more to hang on to than the circular. You know, and I think it keeps their stitches a little bit more even because you're not sliding it onto the cord. So if she wants to knit a pillow, I would probably just have her do 2 squares.
Yeah, that would work.
And then, but I don't know if anybody else on here has taught little ones. And I probably like a DK to a worsted weight yarn is probably about the best weight to start with. Like lace is too skinny, and chunky can be hard on your hands. So, but I don't know if anybody else has taught some little ones to knit, and I mean, Jacqueline was much older when I taught her to knit. So much older than 7.5, more like 37.5, maybe 27.5. But so, but anyway, if anybody has any ideas, just pop them in here or let me know through email, and we'll address it. Because again, I'm just guessing. I haven't really taught any little ones to knit. So
okay. Just going back to the excuse me, the color repair. Lena, you may have sent them in. I just hadn't had a chance to get back into where we were chatting to see if they were in there. So I'll check for that after. And Laura said she also had some before and after photos. So if you wanted to share those with us, Laura, we might be able to include those as well. Sarah says her kids at her school learn on straight needles using worsted weight.
And Margaret from My Wonderful Knitting Life also says, she said she's taught them, and she has had straight needles, but not too long, like not the under the arm ones. And again, that like DK to a worsted weight. So, and I think when you do that, get a little bit thicker yarn, they see progress too, right? Yeah. And I think as far as the stitches, it makes it easier for them to see it.
And I agree. Somebody said bamboo, and bamboo does tend to be a lot grippier.
Okay.
Where your stainless steel's Yeah.
Oh, the bamboo needles. Yeah.
Yeah, bamboo needles.
Yeah,
a little
that's a
bit,
good
yeah.
idea too, for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, Marianne, hopefully I will be teaching the whole class of girls in a few years from now. So
actually, I just saw this comment too, and this intrigued me because I'm left-handed as well, but I don't knit differently. So Lori says that she wants to teach her daughter to knit, but she is left-handed.
mhm.
So I didn't actually know that somebody could really, I never thought about knitting left-handed. So I knit right-handed, but I crochet left-handed. And I never thought about a left-handed person knitting differently because I don't think I've ever encountered one. Have you?
Yeah, I know, but one of my granddaughters is left-handed, so we'll see how it goes when I get to teaching her. I never really thought about it.
No, I never did either. Because really, I mean, both hands are so active in knitting, right? With crochet, it's whatever hand is holding that hook is doing, the work. That's right. The brunt of the work, right?
That's right.
But
and then
with knitting, both hands are engaged.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I guess that's something we'll find out in the future.
And we do have some left-handed knitters in here. So now you see, I'm just intrigued. So now I just want to Google that so I can see what it looks like to see somebody knitting left-handed, because I know with crocheting, I have to take every pattern and flip it, right? In order to do the pattern. I mean, not if you're doing something like a granny square, but I will be going in a different direction being a left-handed knitter than a right-handed crocheter, right?
Right.
So I can remember doing things like slippers or something like that had a shaped sole, like the shape of your foot. I had to actually adapt the pattern and flip that because I was going in the opposite direction. So it's and I'm assuming all patterns are written for a right-handed crocheter, so it was a little tricky.
So
oh, and Gail does the same as me as well. She knits right-handed and crochets left-handed. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Okay, so Kelly, do you have any finishes?
No. Okay. I had lots of knit a row here, knit a row there all weekend long, and nothing to show for it.
Yes. Lisa, do you have any finishes?
No, like you, Kelly. I did a bit here, did a bit there, but I feel like I accomplished nothing.
Nothing. I was too busy being social, I guess. And even when we did sit down in a group to knit and chat, I did far more chatting than I did knitting. So yes, I have nothing to show. I kept casting on though. So I do have a few new cast ons for the weekend that we can talk about later.
Okay.
I did quite a bit of backwards knitting.
Yeah, I did that too.
Because I was talking too much. Yeah. I made mistakes. I really achieved.
I did some left-handed knitting that I had to rip out because I knit in the opposite direction. So, okay, I do have one finish, but my finish is because I was on a deadline to get it done.
Yes.
So I did finish my Renaissance pullover by Eleanor Mortensen. And that was a sweater that I was doing as a sample for the Leo and Roxy booth at Knit City, Toronto. So, I mean, Jolynn had said that if I didn't get it done, that was fine. They were just going to hang it with the needles on it and whatever I had done. But I did get it finished, which I wanted to get it finished because I wanted to have the freedom to cast on whatever I wanted to cast on. So I knit it on the way in the car, and I actually finished it on Friday morning. And then we took it down to Jolynn and Jillian when they were setting up their booth on Friday evening. So they had it for the opening of the show. And I've got a couple of pictures. They're not really good pictures because I just took them at the show hanging up on the booth because I didn't think of taking pictures before we went down there. But anyway, they'll at least give you a little bit of an idea of what it looked like finished. So this one was done in the Leo and Roxy. This is their 80-20 sock. And the colors are peony is the background color and parchment is the contrast color. And it probably took almost one full skein of the contrast and probably about 2 2/3 skeins of the peony. And that was for a finished 47-inch chest. So it was a fun knit. I love doing the color work section of it. And because you can see at the bottom of that sweater, there's a lot of places where your sections are quite separate, where you're
Mhm.
going for a long period in your background color before you come to the next contrast color. So I did use ladder back jacquard technique both at the start of the color work and at the end of the color work, so that I wouldn't have to hook stitches and have them attached, because the ladder back jacquard creates a separate fabric on the back of the garment that holds the loop in place but doesn't poke through to your front of your garment.
Right.
So
right.
So I did do that. I loved knitting the body of it. Knitting sleeves in the round in color work with ladder back jacquard is not my favorite.
Is it a 3/4 sleeve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the color work part comes down almost to here.
Yeah.
So it's even, because a lot of patterns like that, once you split for the sleeves, you're into like plain by the time you go to do the
Yes,
sleeve. But
yes.
this one, because the detail came down quite
So
low,
far.
you still had to do, So I don't mind
But
doing
on the other
sleeves,
hand,
but,
I guess that's a double edged, because you could look at it and say, well, when I was done the color work, I didn't have much plain stockinette to do.
that's true. That's
Right?
true. That's true.
That's
but I still would have preferred, I still would have preferred no color work in the round on the sleeves. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But yes, and we did see, I did see some other Renaissance at and it is quite a stunning sweater, and it looks so different depending on, because the one that I did for their booth was very low contrast. And then I saw some other ones at the festival that were a high contrast, and you'd almost wonder whether it's the same sweater or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I saw one, I'm pretty sure it was and it had fluoro. The color work was in a fluoro.
okay.
Fluoro
A fluorescent one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I saw that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Sharon
so,
wants to know if you would knit that sweater again.
right today. No.
No.
No, maybe eventually, but I wouldn't mind having one, but I really don't know if I want to knit those sleeves again.
Okay, fair enough.
So, and they were fine. It wasn't like it was, and I think the big thing for me was I was trying to do it on a deadline, and so it meant like I had to do like a sleeve in a day and a half. If I was doing it for myself, I could do some, put it down, move on to something else, and that would make it a lot. Like when I've got anything like that on my own projects that I'm doing, that's what I do. I'll say, okay, I'm going to spend this much time doing this, but then I can move on to something else.
Right,
but when you're knitting
right.
on a deadline, I just want to get it done. So
Yep, fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So
okay. So is that it for your finishes?
Yes.
Okay. So what I thought maybe we can do next is, before we get into whips, why don't we, I prepared a little slideshow from Knit City. We had a great time. Firstly, I guess we should say thank you to Amanda and Fiona for putting together yet another wonderful festival and or marketplace. And we went to the keynote speaker on Friday night, Stephanie Pearl McPhee, who it was amazing. And we have some new knitting lingo to move forward with forever. She gave a great conversation.
I know all week we've been saying, you can do it. You're a knitter.
That's right. That was her
We know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing.
She talked about making, and she talked about making a mistake and how she just kept trying to convince herself that it was going to sort itself out. And of course it didn't. It just, the problem kept multiplying and compounding. And by the time she was done, she had, a garment that would fit absolute no one. And, but she, kept telling herself, and she was talking about the biases that we have, that we believe we're a good knitter and everything will work out. So we joked about that all weekend long. It'll block out. Yeah.
The inner
it'll be
self
fine.
kept telling myself, I don't need to block.
That's right. I don't need to
I don't need to swatch. I'm a good knitter. I don't need to swatch.
I have 3 skeins and the pattern calls for 5. I can do it.
Yes, that's right. That was another thing that she said. Yeah, it was funny. So we really enjoyed that. And then, of course, so starting Saturday morning would be the marketplace, and the marketplace was very busy on Saturday. And there were, what did we hear? 112 vendors.
Yes.
And that's quite a large marketplace. It took Noelle and I the full 2 days
to
see it all.
Full 2 days.
We couldn't get through it in the first day. So we definitely were back there on Sunday, and we had lots. I mean, it's some people might say it's overwhelming, but I mean, it's only as overwhelming as you want it to be. So my idea, and I go into this is my sort of how I approach a marketplace, is that I plan to do that walkthrough and then go back and purchase. It never works out. I had purchases in my bag, probably a couple of booths in, but that was my intent. And then it's nice to stay in the hotel as we were, because then you can do a bag drop if you have to before you go back and do a little more shopping. But it was very
but then
nice.
You look in your bag and you go, well, I haven't bought anything yet.
My bag's empty.
I can buy that.
Yeah, my bag is empty. So we spent a good part of the day Saturday in the marketplace, and then we got together in the evening and had a nice dinner down in the lobby, knit with some more friends, and called it an early night because we were pretty chuffed that day. Yeah. And then Sunday we were back at it down in the marketplace, and Sunday was a lot less busy. At the beginning, it did get quite busy right around lunch hour. I felt the marketplace was very full, and I don't know. I mean, those vendors, my goodness, they seem to have like just this unstoppable amount of energy to keep chugging along after 2 days. And there's the setup, and then the vending, and the talking to the people, and then the teardown, and I commend them. So, but for us, excuse me, I'm yawning. I'm still tired. And now I'm thinking about it and trying not to. So now it's worse. It's in my head. So, but I think, and I can say this for all three of us, one of the highlights of the weekend was absolutely just talking to the people and getting to see people. And there were so many of you. We said to say hi, and you said hi, and we had a great time meeting you, and now putting a face to the comments that we see and hear week after week in the Knit Chat Cafe. And it was like a highlight of our weekend for sure, to meet you all. And it was just lovely. It was, I don't know how else to say it. So, we did take quite a few photos, or people helped us take photos. Yeah. So I did put together a wee slideshow. It's just about 1.5 minutes long. It's not that long, but hopefully some of you are in here tonight and you can see yourself. So I'll just pop that in right now. Oh, change screens. Where did I put it? There it is. Here we go. Enjoy.
Hey, good job, Kelly.
That was really good.
Thanks. So hopefully you saw yourself in there if you tune in every week. And I know that there were people that we missed, and I'm sorry for that. If we didn't get to see you, we would love to have. So there will be more festivals in our future, and hopefully you will be able to attend. And we did pick up a few people that said that they will definitely come and knit under our bridge with us this summer. So that's exciting too.
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I did not take one picture. Like I totally, when I'm there, I'm in the moment and totally forget about I take terrible pictures anyway. So
it actually exceeded my expectations, I have to say.
Yeah.
I absolutely had a blast. And unlike yourself, Kelly, I actually did have a plan to go there on day one and buy nothing. And I was so overwhelmed that I actually stuck to it, because I just had to keep going, and then I had to have a break, and then I had to keep going. But I actually saved my purchasing and my photo taking to the second day. Mm-hmm. So I was actually quite pleased with myself. But I had an amazing time, and saying thank you to everyone that come and said hello.
Yeah,
making it a really special weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we said like we wanted people to come and say hi to us, and we're so appreciative that you did. And yeah, it was amazing. We had just a wonderful time talking to everybody. It's so nice to meet some of the people that we see here that we talk to here regularly, and like finally meet in person.
And just so many people in one place that speak the same language.
Yes.
And feel the same, and it's just like-minded people. It's just a memory I'll have forever.
Yeah.
I want to come back.
Yeah.
Well, even when I was putting the little video together, it just made me feel like we were back there again. And you just remember the excitement. And it really is. On the first day, I will say there was a little bit of an issue. I don't think they had the AC on. And there were so many people in the marketplace, and it was quite warm. And, you know, you're thinking, well, not only is the room practically vibrating with excitement of everybody being together and doing all the things that are yarny, and then you've got people that are wearing wool sweaters. A lot of us are women of a certain age, and we are all there in this marketplace buying more wool. And it did get a little bit warm, but they did turn the air on for the next day, and it was definitely much more a good climate. But it is just, it's so lovely to get together, and it's hard. Like, and then, you know, sometimes you feel bad because you start talking to somebody and then you think, okay, well, now I'm blocking the path and I'm in the way of a vendor. And so there's no way to spend as much time with everybody as you would like to, but it certainly is nice to see everybody. And Judy, yes, we are going to Rhinebeck this year. And well, actually, we're going to Kawartha in 2 weeks. And then we have our little Chicago trip, the mini meetup. And then we have Rhinebeck later in the year. So yeah, looking forward to all of the yarny things to come.
Yeah, we have a lot of knitting to do between now and then.
I know. Marianne's asking, Lisa, what is your plan for the rest of your Canada trip?
Yeah, so I met up with my husband tomorrow. He sort of gave us a week, and then he's flown in. We're meeting up with him tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we're doing a road trip for about 10 days, and I'm not real good with the geography or the layout, but I know that we're heading on a scenic route. We're making our way the first week to Quebec City, and then stopping at Airbnbs along the way. And then the second week, we're coming home another scenic route and making our way back to Toronto, and we fly home out of Toronto. So I think we still have about 15 or 16 days, I think.
Yeah.
And
so,
you have, and she has a list of yarn stores on her route as well that she's going to.
My husband just wrote out the best itinerary, and he went as far as Google searching all the yarn stores in every town that we're going to be at for more than a day. And he even found one that's got a knit group on a Thursday night. So, so he's got a few runs to do. He'll go off running, and my friend and I'll go off knitting, and just get to see some of this beautiful countryside. Yeah, so excited.
Well, I don't think you're going to run out of things to knit with, because I saw what you bought this weekend.
You're my witness.
So
I just have to worry about how I'm going to get it home now.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Yes, that is a good problem. Yes. Monica, I'm wearing the Salty Air tee you had asked. So yes. Okay, so
before we want to go on,
giveaway?
Yes. So if you can see, all of us are wearing these little earrings here. These are little mini yarn skein earrings. So mine are orange. Lisa's are purple. And Kelly,
mine are orange. Mine are like a coral orange.
Okay, mine are bright orange. So there was a booth, and we have talked to, it's actually Julie, but her store is called Gennayarn, and she had all these beautiful, I'm going to bring up her website here and show you, but she had all these beautiful earrings made that go with whatever outfit you might want to wear them with.
And these are skeins that everybody has room for.
Yes. So I'm just going to show you that's right. You could pack lots of these skeins, and she does. Some of them are in, like, you can see some of them are in, like a worsted spun yarn. And then she's got some that are in her Surrey. So you can see the fuzzy ones. I have a pair of fuzzy pink Surrey ones too, but she's got like all different colors. They're so cute. So she was very kind, and she gave us a couple of sets to give away. So we're going to give away one set tonight live, and then we'll have a set for people that watch after. So I guess we'll start collecting comments. Kelly, if you want to put in we'll start collecting comments. And it's going to be hashtag Jenna, because it's Jenna Yarns.
Mm-hmm.
And take a look at her website too. She's got a beautiful tweed yarn that she carries.
Yes.
She's got just lots of different ones, nice colors. I bought some minis from her that I'll show you in a minute that I'm going to put together to do socks. I'm just going to put stripes and then maybe put like a natural cream color in.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys can keep typing in that hashtag Jenna, and maybe we'll go back to us, Kelly, and you could show the colors that we've got.
So this was my second pair. So we bought a pair on the first day, and I just figured I needed more.
I know Kelly bought me a pair of hot pink ones to match my outfit.
Well, she was wearing that hot pink vest. And when I saw those Surrey fuzzy pink ones, I thought, oh no, she needs to have those. And I had on an orange sweater. So I bought a coral pair. So then I went back and I had to buy gold because, that's my color that I wear probably the most.
And we had compliments on them all through the whole.
All through. So we kept telling people, you need to go over there and they're so reasonably priced. They are priced at 15 Canadian dollars, and they are very, very well made. They have nice little stoppers on the back of them as well, so you can't lose them. So when we went back to buy more the next day, she was very, very kind, and we were going to buy some to give away, and she said no, she wanted to donate. So we picked out for a giveaway. We have a Noelle pink and a Kelly turquoise, I guess. So the draw that we do tonight, whoever wins can choose whether they would like the pink or the turquoise ones. And then whichever ones are left over, actually, we will collect comments throughout the week. And maybe if what you could do after the show, if you don't win tonight and you want to have a chance, is if you go onto her website, and I do have the website here at the bottom of the screen right now. If you go onto the website and then tell us what your favorite color maybe of the earrings were, and we can go with that. But she's lovely. She is from Montreal. She is. Yeah, she's we talked to her last year, and she remembered us, and she was just so sweet and kind. And so these I actually had picked up, she's got minis too. So I had picked up some minis in her booth, and like these colors are just,
they look so good.
Very pretty.
So with these, so they're 20 gram minis, really reasonably priced. And what I'm going to do is I want to knit just some socks, and I don't know, I haven't decided for sure whether I'm going to put a color between them, or I actually just like those colors together.
They look great together. Yeah,
but it's 50 grams, so I just would have to make sure I had enough. But I could probably do the sock, all the stripes, and just do the heel and the toe maybe in a cream color. I think that would look good.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyways, I'm looking forward to casting that on, and I'm really into the shorty socks these days.
Well, I mean, it's summer.
It's summer.
I can't imagine why we'd be knitting long ones, but
they're so fast to knit, and just add that little pop of color when you've just got a little hints poking out the top of your shoe.
And do you get two pairs out of one skein?
If you've got 100 gram skein, you can.
Yeah, 2 pairs.
Like you might have to add a contrast a little bit for heels and toes, but it's almost perfect for a 50 gram skein to get a pair of shorties. So,
and I actually bought some speckled little mini skeins. I want to do a faded sock. I have never done a fade anything ever, so I thought it would be really fun to do on a sock. So okay.
And I will link Jenna's website in the show notes.
Yes. We told her. She said on the weekend that they weren't on her website yet. And we said, well, we might be talking about them on Tuesday. So get them on your website so that we can share the information, because honestly, I just think these are so cute. They're absolutely adorable. And there's something different.
Yeah, I bought 2 pairs thinking that I may not be able to wear them because I can't wear a lot of silver if it's got nickel in it. But I really wanted to give it a go.
Yeah.
And I put them on Sunday, and I wore them all day with no problems.
There you go.
Yeah, so very good. Very good. Yeah, they're just like the cutest little thing.
Can you? And Lisa said you said the same thing. Can you imagine hand winding all these little?
I know.
I cannot.
They're literally hand hand wound skeins.
They
Yeah,
are.
I
Like
know.
teeny
I know.
tiny
They're
little.
They're so cute.
I can't imagine.
They're so
You know what?
cute.
They'd even make the way they are, right? They'd even make cute decorations to put on your Christmas tree.
They would. They absolutely would.
So-
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You could do a few things with them.
Like
And
for
I
your
thought they were
yarny
cute.
friends, you know.
Yeah,
I've never
dual
seen
purpose.
anything like them. And I just thought, now that is an original, very cute idea of something to do different with yarn. So, okay. I'm going
They're also,
to.
for me, just the perfect souvenir.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
don't
right.
have to
Yeah.
worry about excess
And they
luggage.
don't take up
Just-
much room
yeah.
in your suitcase.
No, that's right.
And it's a souvenir from Canada.
Yeah,
it's from a
forever.
Canadian,
Yeah.
a Canadian dyer, and it's from Knit City,
Knit
Toronto.
City. Yep.
So
I wish I'd bought them more now.
she has a website.
Well, she does
Yeah,
have a
that's
website.
right. That's true. That's true.
You're going to Montreal. She has a yarn shop.
Oh,
sorry. Squirrel.
I hope my husband's not watching. Turn it off now, Mark.
Okay, I don't know
Okay.
why it's not coming back. Why
Can you
isn't
not?
it coming back? I'm clicking on it.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, it was strange. Something seemed to be weird. There we go. Okay, so we have 235 entries. Good luck, everybody. Takes a while to go through. Lori Hyatt.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lori. So Lori, let us know if you want the pink ones or the turquoise ones. You can just type your answer in there and we will make sure that those ones get set aside for you. And for anybody that would like to go in after the video is live and you want to type in, just go to Julie's website, which is gennayarn.ca. Look at her earrings and pick out the color that you like, but the color you will be getting is the one that we have. But just, take a look and see what color she's got, and we will do that draw next week before we podcast. So
Congratulations, Lori.
yes, congratulations, Lori. So, and once Lori is in there, we will pop up here. There we go. You can contact us at knitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com. And all we will need is your full name and your mailing address. So, and then we will get those in the mail to you.
Mm-hmm.
So have you seen Lori in there yet?
Not yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I've been kind of watching.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
She is.
She would love
Pink.
the pink ones. There's my
Okay.
girl. And surprisingly, I didn't buy a whole lot of pink.
And
I
do you
really
know,
and Lisa did.
I never buy pink, and I was so inspired. And I just thought I have to have more. A lot of people say you need more color, more color, and I was so inspired by what you were wearing that I went and bought pink, and you bought no pink.
No,
Yeah,
I think I
fun.
might have bought a little bit. Predominantly, I did not.
No,
I
you
think
bought
I might.
my colors.
Oh, did I?
Earthy
There you go.
tones and
There you go.
yeah. That's
So and
diverse.
I mean, I still like pink and hot pink, but I just decided to branch out. So okay,
Yes.
well, that was fun. That's always fun doing that.
It is fun.
It is.
I love giving stuff away.
I know. Okay, so now we will move on to our whips.
Okay.
So we'll let Lisa go first.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one is short and sweet because it's a new cast on. I haven't done very much of it,
Okay.
but I wanted to show you the yarn and look at that. It's
I know,
literally
it's pink.
pink. It's so out of my comfort zone. But the more I've cast on and I've done the neckband and I love it. I just want this color now in my wardrobe. So I think you've actually
I'm inspired.
you have, yeah. So all I've done, there's nothing to show except the neckband. But what I'm knitting is the Tolster tee, the 4-ply version. So, and I know it's a really popular pattern. I'm a bit late.
Well, our friend Jill was wearing her
That's
Tolster
right.
tee that she had done in this yarn in a beautiful cobalt blue color, and it just
Mhm,
looks
mhm.
stunning.
looked stunning. Yep.
So the yarn is yarn that I wanted to take home yarn that I can't buy easily.
Right.
And this yarn is Opus. Where's the camera?
Here, I'll hold it.
Thank you. Opus yarn.
Mhm.
And it's 70-30. Yeah, 70% merino and 30% baby alpaca. And I just thought the alpaca would give a really nice drape for a little bit of an oversized T-shirt, like a summer summer knit t-shirt in bright pink. So
did it have a color name on there?
yes, it did. Tuffy.
Taffy. Taffy.
Sorry, you can be my eyes.
That's like, I need new eyes too. So, but anyway, so it's taffy. And where did you get that yarn?
I got that from the boys.
The boys.
Les Garçons.
Les Garçons.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was at their stand. I'm not even going to pretend to try to pronounce anything in French. But, yeah, the boys.
Yeah, Max and Vincent.
The boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it was such a highlight meeting them as well.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and they had a very nice booth. They had their yarns, but they also carry the Walcott, and the Opus is one of the Walcott yarns. I think they also had another one because they had a heavier weight.
They did, and now I can't remember what it was called.
But the Opus comes in absolutely beautiful.
It
colors.
Does. And I don't care what Noelle says. It does feel like butter. It's so soft. It is so soft.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It feels, it does. I believe you that it feels soft.
When Jill was wearing her sweater, every time I went near her, I just had to just touch that sweater. It's so beautiful. Yes.
I bet you if I put your hand on Jill's sweater and a hand in butter, you could tell the difference. Just saying.
I think we did that.
It's an expression.
I know.
Humor me.
Touching everybody's sweaters. I know. Anyway, it's a beautiful color, Lisa, and I think you'll like the tea. And it's nice to have that basic piece.
And I think I might even have a fair bit of that done before I get home.
Yeah, and it's a good project for card knitting because it's basically stocking stitch. So
yeah, it'll be good holiday knitting. And what I have found in the week that I've been here is, do not try anything complicated because I've just been
making mistakes.
That's what I've done for a whole week. So that's why I cast this on. I just need something simple that I just want to be in the moment, enjoy the holiday, but I still need to knit. So I just have to get that bit right.
That's right.
Knit simple.
So, okay, Kelly, how many whips do you have?
1, 2, 3. 3.
I have 3. So I did work a little bit on my my Smaug socks, Smaug, how to pronounce this right, my Smaug socks, my Lord of the Rings socks. So these are Smaug by Claire Ellen. So last week I had showed you, I do have the first one done. So I did cast on the second one because I knew I need to work on it because this one's got to be done by the end of May, but we're only at the 21st, right? So I have time. So it's going to be back to now in the mornings.
And there's time, and you're a good knitter.
And I got this.
I got this.
Anyway, so I've got this much done of the second one. So I'm just about to start like the increase, or not the increases, but the kind of the V and the pattern for this one. So I've just got to set aside again. Like if I just set aside like an hour every morning, it will be done before I know it. But I mean, I do like knitting it. It was so many bright, shiny new things that I wanted to cast on that it kind of got set aside. But hopefully I will have those done by next week. So, but they are fun and I am still enjoying them.
I have to tell a little story about Noelle. This was cute. Cute and fun.
No.
Don't worry, I won't tell the embarrassing ones. This one's cute though.
Was it an embarrassing one?
Yes.
Okay.
The poll.
Oh, okay. Well, don't tell it.
Anyway, so we did do a little side trip, and we're going to talk about this next week. We did a side trip to the Knitting Loft, and that's sort of a show all in of its own. So we're going to talk about that next week.
And it was absolutely wonderful, but we just don't have time to talk everything.
We don't have time to do it all
tonight.
So the story I want to tell though is there were 9 of us that went, but then the group wanted to divide. Some people wanted to do one thing, some people wanted to do the other thing. So the group that was coming back to the hotel to knit sent all of their yarn bags with the people that were going back to the hotel. So those of us who were carrying on to other events, we left empty-handed. And we were sitting in the Uber on the way back after the day was over, after the afternoon, and we're going back to the hotel. And Noelle's sitting back there, and all of a sudden she said, she's just sitting back there, and she's like, it's got her hands. She's like, I miss my yarn. I feel like I wish I had my yarn with me right now. I said, what do you want to do with it? I just wanted to look at it.
This was the yarn that I got at the Knitting Loft, and I just wanted it beside me.
She was having separation anxiety about being away from her purchases. And I said, well,
yeah.
you'll be
my
reunited with her
exact
pretty
word,
quickly. And we got back into the
separation,
hotel and she made a beeline. She couldn't get down that hallway quick enough to knock on the door where the yarn was. And she's like, okay, where's my yarn? Where's my yarn? So anyway, I just thought I would share that because I'm imagining that absolutely nobody else ever has felt like that. Right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
All right.
And it was like, I was so disoriented. It seemed like the whole weekend because the Friday morning we're in the hotel.
Now you're just going to tell your own embarrassing stories. You go for it.
I thought I was going to call.
You called your son.
My son, to talk to Penelope, and I called him and he's got his headphones on and I'm like, you look like you're at work. He goes, I am at work. I said, why do you have to work today? He goes, it's Friday, Mom. I thought for sure it was Saturday.
And he only answered because he thought there must be something wrong.
He actually didn't answer. I just couldn't get through. And I thought, okay, well, they're out. So he called me back because he thought something was wrong because I'm calling him on a Friday.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
And I had the jet lag.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Exactly.
It's like jet
That's
lag.
right. Well, I had to stay up late to knit the sweater.
That's right. Yeah.
No, you did not. You knitted in the car on the way down.
I had been staying up late all week to knit the sweater.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Late for me.
Yes. Okay.
So.
Fair enough. Kelly,
All right. What do you have?
So I cast on the night before we left. I thought I wanted to have a sock to work on that I could easily memorize, but it turns out I couldn't memorize the sock. And it's not that it's a hard pattern, but I'll show you the sock. It's really beautiful. Oh, I'll show you the yarn too. Hold on. It's really beautiful. So I'm knitting Nancy Wheeler's socks. I did make a banner for it too. The Big Smoke by Nancy Wheeler. And I'll show you a picture of her pattern, the way it knit up. This was the pattern here. And the yarn, she had partnered up with Deborah from Yarn Indulgences. Mm-hmm. And this is like one of those zebra striping colors. And I absolutely love the color. It's like a beautiful lavendery color. But here's the thing. What I don't have in my socks are plain neutral colored socks. So I pulled out of my stash, this really beautiful skein, and I don't know the name. I just thought about that too. Okay, here we go. So it's from Ginger Snap Yarns, and it's got stuff stuck to the band, and it's called Awaken. So it is very, very, very subtle. It's like a very pale gray lavender with just the tiniest amount of speckling, and I really like it. It's on their Lush Fingering base, which is a really nice base to work with. So here's my version of the Big Smoke. I'm down past the heel flap, and now I'm working on the gusset. So it has you can see the pattern across the front. Mm-hmm. And then these will look much nicer when they've settled in, but then it's got that little bit of purl for definition at the back. And again, so it's not that it's a hard pattern. It is not a hard pattern at all. But here's the thing. It slightly offsets, and I can't remember the offset. So I still have to have something in front of me. So you can see how it just kind of offsets. Yeah. But it's really fun. There's some slip stitches in there. There's a little bit of a cable. And then this is the back of the sock. It's quite nice. And look at how lovely and neutral this is. Yeah. So this will be great to have. I'm pretty excited about these. So hopefully I can get somewhere on these this week now that I'm home, and I can keep a device nearby me just for that little bit of a headway on how many stitches I have to go over when I'm doing the shift. But it's a fun pattern. It's very engaging.
It's a really beautiful neutral.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Nancy's patterns are great. They're well written.
Very well written.
Good, clear instructions. And we had a lovely time with Nancy. Nancy was working at Deborah from Yarn Indulgences booth. So we talked to her for a bit at the show, but then we had a lovely time with her at breakfast and had a chance to have a little chat. And hopefully we'll get out to New Brunswick sometime to see her. Yes. Then we could visit Menno and Sophie, and
that would be fun. That would be really fun.
That would be really fun. So yeah. So okay, Lisa, do you have another whip?
I do have a whip, and it's a whip I brought with me from home. that I hoped I'd get some work done on, but I haven't. But I wanted to share it with you because it's a new pattern, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It's called First Frost, and it's by Elizabeth from Amika Here Knits. And I really like supporting Elizabeth from Amika Here Knits because she's local to me where I live. It's a local Kiwi. And she's designed over 30 patterns at beanies as well, which I admire her for, because she's a busy working mum, and she studies full time, and she just manages to get so much done. But I have shown this on my podcast. I cast it on just before I left home. But there's a lace panel down the back.
Here, I'll show them that.
Please, yeah. This beautiful lace panel down the back.
That's beautiful. Really beautiful.
Yeah, and both sides, and then the lace work around.
It's really nice when a pattern's got something going down the back as well, too.
Stunning. Yeah, really stunning. And I'm doing it in a sports weight yarn, Yarnadelic, which is sports weight. The color I've chosen is actually not available anymore. It was a limited edition. I think I still have a few on my shop, but it's called We Love You. But it's a beautiful, soft to skin yarn. It's actually one of my most popular yarns that I sell in my store. But I'm really looking forward to getting this knitted and off the needles. I don't have many cardigans, and I think it's a beautiful transition.
What's the composition of the yarn, Lisa?
It's 100%. Yes, please, Corridor. It's from the UK.
Yeah. 100% Falklands Corridor.
Falklands Corridor.
Yep. Nice. It feels amazing.
Yeah, it's really, and it's beautiful to knit with. And I did get gauge with the recommended needle size.
I should show them how beautiful that lace is in the.
Yeah, I'll let you
see the lace. The
I'll
lace
pull that
pattern
down.
is, and the yarn is really nice. Like it's like what, I don't know if you'll see it when I hold it up, but it's really heathered. So it's not just like a solid, like you can really see lots of little tonal bits in it, and it's very pretty. So
yeah, so I'm really happy with that. And I'm sure you'll leave the links below.
Yes,
but,
I will.
Yeah, Amika Here Knits.
Yeah.
This is new. This pattern's only been out for about a week.
Oh, really?
Maybe just over a week.
Okay.
I was lucky enough to get a copy a week or so before I left. But I think it's only been on Ravelry for about a week.
A week. Okay. Okay. Yep. I will link that in the notes. Yeah,
Thank
it is
you.
nice.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Good.
okay. So my next one is a new cast on. When we were even though we're talking about our knitting loft stuff next time, I did cast on something from the knitting loft. So I do like Marie Wallin. So I actually did get her new book, which is Marie Wallin Erin. And she actually, all the patterns in this book are knit with her new British Breeds yarn, but it's the Erin weight. So it's like double the thickness of her original British Breeds yarn. And there's absolutely some gorgeous, gorgeous projects or sweaters in here.
It's outstanding.
The book, yeah. And I know even just the pictures showing all the places that she takes the pictures. But this one that I'm doing is the vest that's in the book, and it's called Buttle by Marie Wallin. And I've got a picture of it here. And I love it. And I did buy all the British Breeds yarns to go in it, because I was buying it then, and it would have been too hard with the amount of people that were in the store to kind of lay out all the colors and pick up the colors, because I think there's about 11 colors in it. And her yarns are all made to kind of go together.
Right.
And I figure, like, I did have to buy like quite a few balls, but I figure there'll be enough left from the skeins that just have a little bit of color that I'll be able to do something like I did with my Paul Clay sweater and put the rest of the colors up in the yoke of a sweater. And a lot of the patterns in this book are also like textures patterns, not necessarily just, I'll see if I can show you something. They're not necessarily just all over color work, but there are beautiful, if I can find one that doesn't have like this, like there are beautiful, like all over texture patterns. And when I was talking to Bruna too, she said that a good substitute would be, if you're doing one of those ones, would be to use the Durarum Natura, either the Gilead. Is the Gilead the one that's the worsted?
Yes.
I think it's the Gilead.
Or is it Ulysse?
Okay, it is the the Durham Natural yarn that is in the worsted weight.
So I know that it's either Gilead or Ulysse, but I have a feeling it's Gilead.
So anyways, I did start my vest. So I do have the ribbing almost done. So it's just done. It's trimmed with the olive color, and I did an alternating cable cast on. And really, just to get that, you do the alternating cable cast on and then just start right into your rib. You don't even have to do that first row, because when you do an alternating cable, it actually is your first row.
Yes.
So I'm very happy with just that little bit trimmed in it. And I think I have a couple of more rows to go, maybe 2 more rows to go, and I can start into the color work. But realistically, a worsted weight vest, I'm not going to be wearing it, but hopefully I'll have it ready for Rhinebeck. So that was fun. And I still do, I'm not going to leave it till then to do it, because I really do want to get into the color work of it. And it will be steeped when I get up to the armholes, although the pattern I don't think calls for it to be steeped, but I would rather steep it than go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So
good.
Okay. So what is so Ulysse is the
sport weight.
Okay.
Gilead
so
is the worsted.
Gilead is the worsted. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks. Julia said that. Yep. So what's your next one, Kelly?
Okay. Trying to get it out of here. So I had cast this on before we went, I think just before last week's knit chat. So I'm not that much further in it than I was when we left, because again,
Well, you also had to drive. I got to knit.
Well, that's true. I was driving. Yeah. So, I'm making we're on the wrong thing. Sorry. I am making the Sea Haven by Jennifer Shields Toland, and I am using, just a moment.
I can't find a banner.
Oh, maybe I didn't have I think I didn't have one. I think I didn't have one last time, and I said, I have to get a banner for that. And it's okay. I think I just typed it in last time. So I will correct that tonight. I'll make myself a note. But anyway, I can show you what I've done a little bit more on it. So I'm still on the yoke. Oops, there we go. That's the back. So the stitch definition is coming out really, really pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. And this is, of course, not blocked yet. I did give it a light little steam across like some of this top section. And really all that I did on it since we've been gone, I did this. I did these with the garter rows. And now I'm into this diagonal chevron. And I'm using the Knitting Loft yarn. It's called Cardi. And I don't have the labels. Somebody's going to have to remind me the content. It's hemp and wool, isn't it? Is it 50-50?
50-50. Yep.
Yeah. And I love this. It's really, really soft. You've done a sweater in it already. Yep. And so this one is called White.
Some home.
Yes. And Lisa's taking some home. And I did wear my sweater, and that was the first time I'd worn it. And it felt amazing.
Yeah. And the color is White Rose. So it's like a creamy color, and there are just these little very, very subtle shades of pink. It's very, very pretty. So I'm definitely hoping to get somewhere on that this week for sure. Okay.
And my last whip is a new top that I started. I actually bought this Unwind yarn shop. Was at had a booth at Knit City, Toronto. And I think it was almost very much right at the end that we went there. Mm-hmm. And we were talking to, I forget what her name was. Do you remember?
What are you showing me?
When we were in Unwind and I bought this, but you were talking to the girl that was working in the booth.
Her name's Wendy.
Wendy. Okay. She was working in the booth. Mm-hmm. And so we were talking to her, and I was just wandering around looking at what they had. And I haven't ever tried. I've tried Drops Bell, but I have not ever tried the Sand and Scarnalina. And mm-hmm. This is a top that I've wanted to knit for a while. So this top is the
Margot.
Let's see here, the Margot top. I do. This is the Margot top by Gregoria Fibers, and I've got a picture here. Just got to find it. There we go. And I love the texture in this top. Like it's very, very simple lace and just very simple texture with a garter band in between. And it just is really nice summer top. So I bought this Sandins Garn Lena, and this is in the colorway Sunny Lime. And I really liked the color. And so I started this top. It's bottom up. And so you can see like, I really love how the texture of this is turning out. I love the color.
It's nice.
I really like the feel of it. The pattern is, the pattern is super simple and easy to remember. So you don't even need to take the pattern with you to work on it. So, and I'm into my second ball. I bought 4 balls. I measured after the first ball. I had almost 5 inches. So I know with 5 balls, I've got lots, because I'm probably only going to make it about 18 inches long. So that's lots for the armbands. And it's so,
but you were asking us after the first 2 inches, is it long enough yet? Is it long enough?
That's a crop top, isn't it? I could just put some straps on that. I'm a knitter. I can make it work. Anyway, but I really, really enjoy it, and really do like the pattern. So
good.
So that hopefully we'll get some more work on it this week.
Okay. And I've got one more thing that I'm working on. Yeah. So
there's Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
There's Wendy. Hi, Wendy. So I bought a skein of yarn, and I'm going to show you the skein because sometimes I've had other skeins like this or similar to this in my stash that I didn't know what they might do. And so I thought I will take a picture to show you. I just have to switch here. So this is a skein. I bought yarn from Full Moon Fibers, and it's their solar sock base. And it's one of those skeins, and I should have taken the picture of the entire skein, because now you can't see it because I have caked it up. But it's one of those skeins where it was predominantly this shade of purple. And it went so when you take it out into the big loop, it's mostly purple, and it's got a short segment of all of this variegation. So it is more purple. And they had a sample, and then plus,
Allison.
Why Allison? I was going to say Jessica, and it's not Jessica. It's not Jessica. She was crocheting and working on one. So the color is Hellebore. And as I said, it's their solar sock. So I just got the bug back to do a little crocheting. And I cast this on last night, and I'm pretty close to casting off. So I'm making the Sutton shawlette. And the pattern, it's by Tori Yu. It comes in 2 different sizes. You can make a full-size shawl, or you can make this little shawlette. But the thing is, when you're using this yarn, it does a really cool thing. It's sort of, what were you calling it today? Assigned color pooling?
Assigned pooling, yeah.
Assigned pooling. So there's the banner for the designer. And so I finished the crochet part last night. Now I want to do more crochet. I was really having fun. So look what it does.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's just really, really cool the way it works out. So you just get these little pops of color. So now I'm all done. And then you pick up your stitches down the crocheted edge, and then you knit them on. And so now I'm into the knitting part, but it has quite a nice finish, like where you're picking up those stitches. It's almost like this little ridge row. And so it is just the bandana size, and it has this nice little detail in the center as well, where you get an elongated, looks almost like a slip stitch. So when it's done, I think it's about 30 inches wide when I'm finished. I'm not that far from being done, and then block it out. So it's just a little bandana. And I'm thinking you could either put this on just like with a sleeveless dress in the summer. I'm also thinking maybe you could wear it as a hair bandana. You could probably roll it and tie it differently in the front so that the point's in the back, and then that would be a different look. But it's just really fun. I had so much fun. And then you know what? It's been a long time since I've crocheted, and it felt amazing to have a crochet hook back in my hand. So now I'm on a mission, and I saw Judith at Knit City, and she had this I saw her first thing in the morning. She had this absolutely beautiful crochet sweater on. And I thought, that's it. I want to make that sweater. And then I bought a little bit of a crochet project, and it's so much fun. I'm really enjoying it. So since I'm making the small one, and I have still all of this yarn, I will have enough left to do socks in this as well. So I'm pretty happy about that.
You don't see that combination too often.
No,
crochet
right?
knitting.
No,
It's
I thought it was
Looks
kind of
good, and
different
that's
and
like
unique.
a fun combination.
that's like the Tanis Lavely, her cardigan that she's got out. That's
Yes.
all for the front and the back, but then the sleeves and the bands and things are
knitted.
knitted. So
Yes, I want to make that cardigan. Actually, I really like it.
so I am going to make that too, but so my colors are different. So I can take one apart and show you what it looks like. So first
okay,
of all,
good.
this color, this is another one of the colorways that they have in it. And this one is called Tree Bud. So
Uh-oh.
so
There
there
you
you
go.
can see it's like there's like just that one section kind of has all your color in it, and then the rest of the yarn is just mine's in this color. So I really like, and this is your purple is pretty much just one color, right? And then it's the other one.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a little bit more.
They do have one
variegated.
other. They do have one other skein that has a dark gray, a light gray, and then the pop of color.
Lisa just saw this one, and then this is I of course. See, I didn't totally stray from pink, but this one is called Love Bug. So
Stunning.
yeah,
It's so nice.
and they did actually have one done up in this, and so you can see, and it's even got like a little bit more of the color, but it's like beautiful paints, and there's black and orange, and yeah,
I can see the orange.
so yeah, there's
Stunning.
so I think that's gonna, and I'm interested to see how it will knit up for socks.
I missed.
Yes, I know. That's what I think. Yeah, check her when she leaves. It will be interesting to see what
I'm going
to
I'm going to lock this up right now. But anyways, yes. So that was Jessica and Allison from Full Moon Fibers, and I know they had a couple of other colors in this. So, yeah, that was the first time I'd seen it, and they had a couple of those satin shawlettes done up, and they were really cute.
Very nice. Yes.
So.
Yeah. Sharon says she's sitting and thinking how strange it is that she found Lisa and her podcast after Noelle knit the cravat, which we both knit because of Lisa's cravat. And then she said she purchased Yarnadelic from Melissa. Melissa? Is it Melissa? And then she says, what a strange world it is. 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, small world.
Okay. So that's, I think there were other cast-ons that kind of, cast on too fast and then got pulled off the needles because they decided on something else.
Well, lack of swatching was,
but it just seems like
factor.
there was, just seems like there wasn't just as much knitting going on as there normally is, even though you're at a knitting festival.
Yeah.
It was, even I myself was in bed, like with lights out by midnight, most nights. And for any of you that know me know that that's pretty early for me. I'm like a 1 or 2 kind of girl, but they're long days. It's a long day.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I can't imagine how the vendors do it. I really don't know. So,
okay. Does anybody want to see some purchases, or should we save that for?
We're at 1 hour and 17. How about we go through them a little bit quickly and try to
Yep.
wrap it up by 1 hour and a half, because there's
sounds
some
good.
really good things to see here.
Okay, Kelly,
I've saved mine. I'll do
Lisa's going to show hers on her podcast
when I get home. So,
okay, very
I'll
good.
let you ladies.
Okay. So, Kelly, did you buy anything?
Not a thing. Not a thing. And I'm sure that some of the things that I'm going to show are duplicates with you, so we might be able to.
Well, we'll go back and forth. But if you say something and I have it, I'll show it. So,
Louie and Lola. This was a company that I wanted to see when I went there. They are from Tasmania. We both have the sock, the BFL sock that we made. Well, I made the Hope and Sunshine socks, and you made something else with yours, but it came in a kit that they had partnered with Thread and Maple, and they were coming to the show, and they bought 3 bases with them, and I bought 2 of the 3 bases. They didn't bring sock yarn this time. When I chatted with her, she said they really wanted to see if they could bring something maybe that was a little different than what was here. So I got the merino possum fingering, and it is 80% merino, 20% possum fur. Bearing in mind that the possums in Tasmania are different than our North American opossums. And this is going to take us down the road of Possum Gate again, and we're not going there.
That's right. We're not going there.
Yes, so they're very different here than they are there. But this colorway is absolutely beautiful, and this yarn is so unbelievably soft. This colorway is called Harvest Time, and just look at the amount of loft on that. It's just beautiful, and the variation in the colors, the dyeing is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to get this on needles. Probably not this summer. It's going to be a little warm for that because it feels so plush, but it's really beautiful. And you got some of this as well.
Yes, I did too. So this one, my color is called Pinot, and it's kind of like the possum yarn is kind of like the yak, that it gives the, like it gives, it has that darker base. So it really gives the yarn a nice depth of color. So this is called Pinot, which, makes sense because, New Zealand does have a lot of wineries. So Pinot seemed like a good color. Well, although it's not New Zealand. Does Tasmania have wineries?
They do. They do.
There you go.
But what I can tell you is the possum in Australia is a protected animal, and it's protected. But in New Zealand, it's been introduced, and it's a pest, and that's where the possum comes from. So they're sort of cold, and they try to get rid of them from New Zealand because they do a lot of destruction. So a lot of the possum in this is from New Zealand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So, and these are non-superwash yarns. So, I'm really looking forward to working with it. It feels amazing. Halo. Oh, it is. Yeah. Beautiful. So, and these were. Yes, but this is 100 grams, but there is 465 yards in that skein.
Yes.
Like that's.
Yeah. It's a very plump feeling yarn too. It really does feel amazing.
And I think the other one that you got from there was the same base that I got too.
Yes.
So the other one that we got is the Merino Silk Yak Fingering. And it's a 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 20% yak. And it just feels like decadence. It just is
pure luxury.
Yeah. So this one is mine is called Dusk Wings, and it's actually got the color of the possum yarn that I got in it. So I'm going to make some sort of little shawl that will go with like a solid color sweater. And the drape on this is going to be amazing. So
they had a one skein shawl knit up in the sample booth. It's an Amba. Was it Amba O'Brien? Yes. And I actually photographed the tag because I really like the shawl. And I also bought a yarn that would coordinate with the other one, and mine is called Blue Moon. So it's like a really moody, dark teal with some rich taupe colors. And I thought if I were to do like a little crop cardigan and then this nice shawl, I really like the way they look together. So very beautiful.
Gorgeous yarns.
Okay. What did you have?
So I think we both went to Sonder. I think you went to Sonder too, didn't you, Lisa? Yes. So we went to Sonder Yarns, and Sonder had a new base out, and that base is called their Sunday Morning Luxe Sport. So it's 65% BFL, 25% Massam, and 10% cashmere. Sport weight yarn. It is 300 meters or 328 yards in a skein, and absolutely gorgeous colors. So this color is called Heirloom. So it's kind of like I don't know how you would describe it. Like you can see the undertone of like the Massam and the yak in it.
It's like a
yak? No yak.
There's no yak.
The Massam.
Yeah, the Massam is the dark fibers.
The dark color. So you can see that, and it just has beautiful depth of color in it. It feels amazing. They had samples done in their booth, knit up in it, and the yarn just felt wonderful.
That was the base that I bought.
Is that the base you bought? And what color? This color?
Oh, I think it's similar to that color.
Oh, that's right. Yours was
once again something out of my comfort zone, but
yes.
And I also bought
yours
the same
was a
base.
darker purple.
Yes, yeah. And I bought the same base because that's also what I wanted to try out. It was something new and different that they're carrying, and it does feel amazing. And I bought the color Shh. That's yes. Shh. And you bought that as well, right?
Yeah.
And this is a little bit of a departure for me because it's like a gray lavender pink. And that's not
pretty.
something that I buy a lot of, but I absolutely love this color. She had two sweaters done in this colorway. One of them is the rib wave. I think Rebecca's doing that sweater as well. It's really pretty, has beautiful detail down the front. There's 2 details in the back, and a gorgeous lace inset in the sleeve. And I like that sweater a lot. So that's a contender. I think that's a contender for you as well. Or
it was a pattern by Joanna Ang.
Yes.
The rib wave.
And I bought my yarn for that pattern.
Oh, and Lisa bought yarn for that pattern too. And yours is it's kind of purpley, but I think it's a darker purple.
Yeah.
We looked the day up. I can't remember what it was, but
it's picked up.
You're going to show
I'll show it on my podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, but look up the pattern. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, beautiful pattern. And I think that pattern's just relatively new out. It's only been out in the last week or so.
Yes. And then I also got the yarn that Lisa was chatting about earlier. I don't think, Noelle, you did get any of this. You did or you didn't? No. So no, I also got the Opus yarn at the Les Garçons booth, and I bought black. I love this color black. It's actually called charcoal, so it's not a true black. It is so deep. But here's the thing. I don't have a black sweater in my wardrobe. And every time I'm looking for something that like perfect neutral, I thought, this would look really good with like some cream linen pants, just something really simple and basic. And I don't have one. So I thought
I have
this yarn feels so
that you knit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I still have yet to knit a black sweater. I have to do that.
Yeah.
I know, but I love how they look. They look so beautiful.
Well, I want the black sweater. I just don't want to knit it.
But I thought, you know what, maybe since the yarn is so lovely and I love the yarn, maybe that will just really entice me to stick with it. So that's the
yarn is beautiful. It feels amazing. Really, and like Lisa's just like, it's just when you feel it. And we felt Jill's sweater done. It is just amazing.
Yes,
yarn,
it is really beautiful. Okay. Did you have something else, Noelle?
I do. We were at Yarn Indulgences, and she had this base. It is her what does she call it? Surrey silk fluff. So this is a base that is the Surrey silk, but it is lighter than what you see in most Surrey silks. This one is 400 meters and 50 grams. So basically it's the same yardage as what you would get in a lot of your fingering weight skeins, whereas a lot of them, the Surrey silk base only has like 328 yards in it. So, and it's a little bit thicker, right? So you end up with an overall finished garment that's thicker. So I got that because I love the color and it just paired beautifully. This is another yarn from her booth, and this is her Luxe Silky, and it is 75% superwash merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% silk. So I am actually going to hold those two together and do a ranunculus.
Really nice.
So I just, again, not pink, but I think it's going to look like that. This one has such depth. And I think with the silk in it, that it's going to have a really nice drape. And then there's exactly enough in this skein that I should have enough with both of them to do a ranunculus.
And I have to say, I just love those ball labels.
The ball labels? Yes.
So
yeah. She's got like little sheep on them. And
yes.
So, so we were talking to Deborah, and her colors are beautiful. And I know I've knit with their stock yarn and I love it. And so those two colors were just called to me.
And I love the base too. I wanted to get some of that, but the color that I needed, she didn't have. So I've actually sent a skein along with her, and she's going to dye the color for me and then send my skein back along. So I'm looking really forward to seeing what she'll come up with.
Yeah. So
okay. I've got one more here. This was another Nancy Wheeler pattern that I got, and I'll show you the pattern first. So there it is. Okay. So the sock is called Put a Little Love in Your Heart. And it's this fun little colorwork sock pattern that Nancy designed. And she partnered with Ginger Snap. It's very pretty. All the colors of the rainbow. So I wanted to make sure that I had that. So again, it's just a very nice neutral. It's actually called Silver Fox, again, in that lush fingering. And the lush fingering, by the way, it's a really nice It has a good twist in it for a
Mhm.
sock, but it has, for the 100 grams, there's 463 yards in it. So it's really good yardage, but yet it's not thin in any way. It will work really well for color work. And then she dyes the micro minis on the same base, and there's all of my rainbow colors to go with it. So I will definitely have enough to make easily 2 pairs of socks out of all of this. And so I will make maybe one for myself and one to give away. Maybe Kendall might get a pair out of that too. Who knows? Okay.
Yeah, so we definitely have lots to keep us busy. And I just wanted, someone had asked about this one, the one that you're doing your shawl in, and wanted to know I don't know what color she was talking about, but the 2 colors that I have were this, and it is Full Moon Fibers is the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
It is their solar sock. This colorway is Love Bug, and the green one that I'd held up earlier is Tree Bug. And is yours something bug? What was yours called?
No, mine's Hellebore.
Okay. So yeah, so it's on their solar sock base, and I will link Full Moon Fibers. I will link the shops that we've talked about. I will link the shops in the show notes so that if you want to go and have a look at them, you can.
And they're going to be at Kawartha as well in 2 weeks. So if you're anywhere near there and you want to check them out, that's the place to do it for sure.
Yes, they also have beautiful minis.
They do.
Yeah.
And they had absolutely
and sock blanks.
They do have beautiful sock blanks. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing in that booth that isn't pretty. They are just a riot of color, and their saturation on their yarns is incredible. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody is saying they hope Knit City Calgary has great ones too. They will.
Mm-hmm.
I know they will. The vendors, I'm sure, will be very good. It was a beautifully curated show. It really was.
It was.
There was lots to see. Hard decisions to make. That's what I know.
To make, and it was there was lots of beautiful yarn there. So,
and what I find with these events, if you haven't been to one, you must go to one, because like myself, it encourages you to look at things differently and to try things you may not think that you want to try. As I've walked away with hot pink, Kelly, you've walked away with black.
Yeah,
you've walked away with
I know, like
earthy colors.
I know.
Yeah. So it's the perfect opportunity to have a look at just the big picture and take home something that maybe you don't think is in your
it's out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
So, and you see other people wearing it, or you see samples made up in other colors, and
think, wow, I should
try that. That's right. That's right. So.
Yeah.
Well, I can definitely say after that weekend, my heart is full. My knitter's heart is full, and I feel loved. I feel hugged. I've got pretties in the stash. Yes, absolutely. It was just the best weekend. And, this is this will be my 4th Knit City that I've attended. And every single time I just think, well, will it be the same? But no, every time it just gets better and better and better. Yeah. And I know so much planning and hard work goes into putting a show of that magnitude together, and it was really just an absolute treat to be able to attend and spend the weekend there and catch up with friends. So it was just wonderful.
And like I said, it's exceeded my expectations, and I just want to thank everybody for their hospitality, you ladies, but everyone that I met on the weekend. I just felt so loved, and so I just loved being part of it. So thank you very much to everyone. I can't even express how grateful I am.
Well,
it was a real
knitters
highlight.
That's, you can always count on knitters wherever you go to be welcoming. Yes. And I've always found that, like, wherever I go, like, it's easy to like walk into a yarn shop and like it's almost like everybody.
Yeah, so they speak the same language. It's like this secret language that we have amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah. We didn't even really ask. We just assumed that you would. So that's good.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. So we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And don't forget that if you weren't the lucky person that won the earrings, that you can go in after and just go to Jenna's website, which will be listed, but give me a day to get the show notes up. I'll go in after and actually put the website in there right now.
Yes.
But show notes won't be up until probably later tomorrow night. But yeah, go in and see which ones you like and leave us a comment on which ones you like. And we will do that draw before we start the show next week. So in the meantime, have an amazingly wonderful week. Lots of knitting, and enjoy the start of summer or winter, depending on where you're from.
Yes,
I'm really going to
sure.
make the most of the next 2 weeks.
So yeah. So take care, everybody. Thanks again. We will see everybody next week, and happy knitting.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.